Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Tornadoes used to give me nightmares. I mean, to this day, sometimes I will dream of being in a tornado. I grew up in Iowa, and tornadoes, at least during spring and summer, were just a fact of life. Tornadoes have hit a few of the people who follow the videos on live.pirillo.com, and we now find Kentucky Wildcat chases them. You chasing tornadoes? It's fun! Yay! I like slamming my face up against rocks. It's fun! Well, appropriately, I've got a top 7 severe weather tips list. And what's interesting about this is, well, number one, not only is it 3 pages long printed, so I can't read the whole thing, but it'll be posted to my blog at chris.pirillo.com, corresponding with this video from YouTube. This was compiled with the help of TJ, Daz Familiar, KB9WEC, and Kentucky Wildcat. Oh wait, is that your Storm Chaser code? Or is that a ham radio code? Daz Familiar is KB9WEC, and Kentucky Wildcat is WX4SVR. Call signs. Okay. I just realized. I thought that was a. We get so many crazy chat room names. I thought that was someone's handle for a second. Now it makes sense. I'm still not a fan of tornadoes, and despite me being friends with you guys, I would not ever want to do storm chasing. It would just, I couldn't do it. I would freak out. I just couldn't do it. Okie dokie. So here we go. The top 7 list of severe weather tips. And by the way, you can tell we've got WeatherBug as a partner sponsor. They have got, this is when you see this number in my videos, that's the current temperature in Seattle. And right now, it's overcast and cool. No tornadoes in Seattle. The number 1 reason to move here. Number 1. As of March 20th, 2008, according to the Storm Prediction Center, there have been at least 464 reports of UFOs. No, of tornadoes for this year alone, and the season has only yet to begin. Many people, including geeks, never give weather a second thought in their daily lives, going on about their business. It only takes seconds for the skies to darken and sirens to blare and warnings being issued before many realize the world around them is about to become very dangerous. Even as connected as geeks are, geeks can also be caught off guard by nature's fury. As storm season begins, even after as active as it already has been, severe weather can occur at any place in time. So we, Daz Familiar, Kentucky Wildcat, and TJ decided to make this top, he said 5 list, but he extended it to 7 because he couldn't stop. Top 5 list of preparing for severe weather. Number 1, make sure you have a NOAA, N-O-A-A, weather radio with SAME technology. These radios are lifesavers, especially if you live in an area prone to severe weather at night. These radios contain loud alarms that can even wake you up from the next room. With one of these radios, you can set it to sound for only counties you want to be warned for avoiding the false alarms when severe weather is occurring in another county nearby. The greatest thing about these radios is that they don't just warn you of severe storms, they can warn you of tornadoes, hurricanes, severe storms, civil defense emergencies, earthquakes, and much more. Weather radios are cheap these days and can be found at any retail store. Number 2, know the difference between a watch and a warning. This is one of the most common mistakes people make during severe weather. People often tend to think that a watch is far worse than a warning, which it's not. It's the other way around. A watch merely means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather. These are often issued about 3 or 4 hours ahead of the projected time the severe weather is expected to occur. This is the time when you should be taking time to prepare yourself and your family and have your safety plan in place. Be ready to take action if a warning is issued. A warning is issued 20 to 25 minutes before the severe weather is expected to impact a warned area, but sometimes, even less time than that. And there are many factors that kind of go into this. by the way, and they've detailed more in the full tips list. Number 3, know the basic rules that could save your life. First things first, do not panic. Panic's the worst and last thing you could ever do during severe weather. Once a warning is issued, sirens blare, the TV goes off. Do not ignore it. This is the time to put your safety plan into action. The safety plan should consist of an immediate safe place where you and your family can seek shelter during a storm. There are many nights growing up that in the middle of the night, you'd hear the sirens, and we headed to the basement, right underneath the basement stairs. And he also goes on to note, if it's very, very severe, he says, or they say, repeat, or never, I repeat, never be in a vehicle or a mobile home during a tornado warning. Oh, that is so true. Most deaths from tornadoes occur in mobile homes. If a tornado warning is put into effect and you are on the road, get out and take cover in a ditch if no other substantial structure is available. Leave your mobile homes. Number 4, turn around. Don't drown. This is the slogan for the National Weather Service to let people know not to drive into flooding waters. Flooding and flash flooding is the #1 killer when it comes to severe weather. It only takes 2 feet of water to float a vehicle. And you've probably seen the photos or even the videos on the web. Some crazy person just drove into water thinking that it's just a puddle. Pretty soon they were submerged. That's another thing you might pick up if you do live in an area that's prone for flooding, or you never know when you're going to need it. It's a little device that I don't know what these things are called really. Ponzi ended up getting one, and we have it in our glove compartment. It's made so that you can put it up against like a glass, like the window, and press a button, and it'll shatter the glass. There's no other way of breaking the glass, especially if you are in a submerged vehicle and you need to get out. You should have one of these things, like $5 or whatever it is. But you could it either sends like an electronic shock through it, or you just tap it, and it's designed to shatter glass, specifically the glass that is used in cars on the windows or the windshield. So have the equipment in the car as well. Number 5, lightning is the second deadliest aspect of severe weather. It's very dangerous and can generate over 1 billion volts and carry up to 40,000 amps.
We covered how to do it on an episode of the Mythbusters as well.
Yes, they did do that on Mythbusters. And I'm connected to one of the Mythbusters. We were on a mutual discussion list together on the internets. Temperature can reach up to 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit. When severe weather is occurring, sometimes more than 1 billion lightning strikes can occur at the same time. Never be outside, at the same time. I think, possibly over the duration of that storm. That's because that would be a lot at the same time. Never be outside when it's lightning. Lightning tends to strike the tallest object and follow a path of least resistance. A good structure with grounding will protect you. Staying in your car will also protect you. Never stand under a tree or tall object, and do not be out in the water while it is lightning out. And usually if it's lightning, there's also rain, so the chances of you not standing in water, you're pretty much in trouble. That's kind of what it boils down to. Number 6, have your safety supplies in a waterproof container for a quick and ready response. And number 7, after the severe weather has passed, if there's any damage, notify your insurance company as soon as possible. They've detailed a bit more, and I've skipped bits and pieces of it just because it's a very long list. But weather is something we all have to deal with. I mean, come on, we live on Earth. I mean, every planet has weather. Even the sun has weather. In fact, we should probably get Phil Plait, the bad astronomer, to talk to us about the weather on the sun. Anyway, if you're a geek and you know things about weather, apparently you're not alone. There are tons of people here in the chat room who are also interested in weather. Some people follow it. Don't ask me why. It's not my fascination. If you know how to create software, you can use the WeatherBug API to create your own software. That's how I'm getting the weather. This is live weather for my area placed right into my video because it's incorporated into CamTwist. He looked at the API, which is the application programming interface. It's the code that a developer could look at and go, oh, I can include your program in my program, and then it'll make it better. Cool. That's what he did. So that's how I get the weather. It's neat too. There's even icons, but I don't have the icons turned on right now. I just like that. That's what the F stands for. That doesn't mean I'm failing or flunking. Fahrenheit. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Maybe you have other safety tips, whether it's related to weather or not, just safety in general, maybe how it relates to tech. That might be helpful as well. You're also welcome to swing by the chat room. Hopefully not when it's storming out and you don't want to be plugged in. Maybe if you've got some kind of wireless internet connection and you're not like some kind of WiMAX service and you're not reliant on electricity locally to get online, you could still get online and chat with us. Of course, if it's severe weather, the last thing I want you to do is chat with me. I want you seeking shelter. Play it safe. No chat room on the entire planet is worth risking your life for. Although I gotta tell you, it would be interesting to have these guys live stream some storm chasing, because that's about as close as I want to get. The chat room, by the way, in case you hadn't figured it out by now, is always open. And we're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.